for the gases, we come towards that burning basically requires oxygen. Now, we have just on the start of this lecture told you that whenever something burns, it burns in the presence of oxygen, producing carbon dioxide and water. Now, moving towards a little detail, if you see over here this figure that I'm going to just highlight right now. So this figure shows basically that there is a candle, and when you put an inverted glass jar or glass on top of that candle, it stops burning. Why? Can you think? Of course, because burning requires oxygen. And once the things are burning, what is happening? Can you guess what happened when something burnt here? Oxide of carbon was produced. Whenever something's gonna burn, there will be oxide, carbon dioxide, that is going to be produced, or whatever is burning. For example, if magnesium is burning, magnesium oxide will be produced. So burning produces oxides of those substances. Now, we have to recognize that fuels are substances which release energy. Burning releases energy. When it burns in the presence of oxygen, it causes to produce heat. Okay, this is something we've already covered in the worksheet as well. So you can go ahead, pause, and give it a quick review for your better understanding. So whenever any natural gas or fossil fuels mean natural gas, crude oil, petroleum, oil, diesel, whenever it will burn, it will cause to produce carbon dioxide and water. Now these are some of the general reactions. If I ask you, for example, what will metal and acid produce? So your answer should be, it produces salt and water, salt and hydrogen. What does acid plus carbonate produce? Your answer should be, it produces water, carbon dioxide and salt. If I say burning is taking place, what is it producing? So you will say carbon dioxide and water. If I say oxidation is taking place or rusting is taking place, what will be produced? You will say oxide of that metal. Okay, so these are general reactions, and you have to identify what kind of products are formed. This kind of question can be a part of your end of year examination. Now, by 8 a.m., your classwork along with your homework have been posted online, and I'm also just going to show you a glimpse of the 7 questions that you kindly have to perform on your copies. So, is burning and rusting a chemical change or a physical change? I'm just going to give you some hints. Burning basically is a chemical change because it is the reaction of oxygen and produces carbon dioxide and water. Whereas rusting is basically again a chemical change, and in rusting oxide is produced of the metal. So you have to then give the chemical equation for burning and rusting. It's already there in the video which we have shared. You can rewind the video. You have to give reasons for why hydrogen burns with a squeaky pop. Because it is a mini explosion. Okay? And you have to give a reason, oxygen relights the glowing splint. Because oxygen favors burning. Oxygen causes burning. Burning takes place in the presence of oxygen. And what brings about the following changes? Condensation of water vapor. Lowering of the temperature. This causes the condensation of water vapor. Water vapor condenses when the temperature drops, particles come close together. As a result, it changes into water vapor. When decomposition of sugar takes place, in the last lecture we studied, it produces carbon and water. And rusting of iron, of course, produces oxide. Okay? So these are hints for these questions. Now I will move on to next questions. So in the next video.